Hey there, I'm Kelly Dale and I am owner of Off the Beaten Path, which is located in Forest City, North Carolina. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use a 29 millimeter filigree component and wire wrap a Rivoli stone inside of it. A few weeks ago, I did the pendant where you actually take the two pieces of filigree and sandwich the Rivoli inside of it and do the seed beads around the edge. And I did that before I even had my son, came up with that project. Well, during the months following, I got to thinking, I was like, well, if somebody doesn't like to, maybe like the look of that, then maybe they want to see it wire wrapped. And I'm not a wire wrapper whatsoever, and I know a lot of you don't even want to touch wire, but I promise you that if I can do this, you can do this, because it is not hard. It's just simple mathematics, and I'm going to walk you through it. You don't even have to think about it, so that's a good thing. The filigree component that I'm going to use today is the antique gold. Again, this is the 29 millimeter filigree component. When I went to reorder, because when I did the pendant with these filigree components, you guys loved the filigree pieces. Absolutely loved them. And y'all bought me out in literally a day. I thought I was fully stocked up, good to go. Y'all bought me out in a day, and then when we restocked them, I was sad to say that we had a little bit of a price increase, because we had a price increase from the distributor. I hadn't ordered those for a while, so they went up about 50 cents for a pack of 6, and I really, really hate that, because it's a good affordable project, but you do what you got to do. So we had the antique gold already. Then we have the gunmetal in stock, which is a shiny. And then we have an antique silver, which is a silver, but it's more of an antique and it's more of a matte finish rather than being shiny. So you have 3 choices in your colors now, so that's the good thing about them. As far as I know, they do not come in a shiny gold or a shiny silver, just those 3. Today, I'm going to use the antique gold, and I'm going to use a Volcano Rivoli, and this is a 14 millimeter. You're also going to need some 24 gauge beading wire. And no, there we go. 24 gauge beading wire is what you'll need. And I'm going to be using the gunmetal color today. It works really well with the antique gold findings, or antique brass, whatever you want to call it. But you're only going to need just a little bit of the wire, so that's the good part. We will have kits available in some different color combinations on our Etsy site, as well as the pattern. And just like I'm going to walk you through this, the pattern will walk you through how to do it. So that'll be the really good thing. You can find those at etsy.com/shop/Off the Beaten Path. And if you can't remember that, just go to offthebeatedpathbeadstore.com and click on the big E, and it will take you straight to our Etsy page where you can find all the goodies that we currently have. So to get started, get your filigree component, get you whatever color Rivoli, and again, it's about a 14 millimeter. And you're going to need 12 to 14 inches of the 24 gauge wire to do one piece. Now you're going to need some tools for this rather than a needle like I would normally use. You're going to need a flat nose plier and a cutter to do the project. So get those together and I'll help you get started. Here's the piece I'm going to show you today. My first thought process on this pendant was to make it into a pair of earrings. And I do that simply by adding 2 jump rings here at the top and then connecting them with 1 jump ring so that you can attach your ear hook and it'll lay right. Now, I think these are fine for earrings as far as the size-wise goes, but a lot of people think they're too big. So if that's the case, just make it into a pendant. If you purchase the kit will have enough to make a pair of earrings, or you can do 2 pendants out of it. Now to get started, you don't have to do anything special to the filigree component like we did last time. You can leave it exactly how it is. We're going to be working with the front and the back side. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my Rivoli down into the encasement. I want my color to be facing upward rather than the foil backing. So I'm going to lay my Rivoli down into the piece. A 14 millimeter fits perfectly in the piece. I'm going to take my wire, and if you look, and I'm going to bring it up here without the Rivoli. If you look here to the inside, you have these little holes on the inside of the filigree. And that's where we're going to be working today. I'm going to put my Rivoli back in here. And I'm going to pick any hole around the edge, and I'm going to stick the wire through any one of those holes. And I'm going to leave just a couple inches of wire for a tail. Now, I'm going to count over 4 holes. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to come down through the 4th hole. Now, you want to be careful with the wire. This is a coated wire. So, if you mess with the wire too much, you're going to pull the coating off the wire. And you don't want that to happen. So, you want to just try and pull it straight out so that it will make your line that you need. So, my piece is in there. From where I'm coming out, I'm going to count back 2 holes. So, 1, 2, and I'm going to come up through that 2nd hole. I'm going to feed my wire through. And you want to be careful not to leave any slack in there. Okay, from where I'm coming out, I'm going to count over 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go down through the 4th hole. Be sure and pull it nice and tight. I'm going to count back 2 holes. 1, 2, and I'm going to come up through that 2nd hole. Okay, see, I left myself a little too much there. So I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to pull that. Get it back tight again. And you just want to keep working with it until you get it nice and tight. It's okay if it's a little loose. You just don't want it a whole lot loose. Okay. I'm going to count over 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the wire, come down through the 4th hole. Count back 2 holes. 1, 2, and come up through the 2nd hole. Count over 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through that 4th hole. Count back 2 and come up through the 2nd hole. Here we go. And I'm just going to go the whole way around, counting over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go through the 4th hole. And then count back 2 holes and come up through the 2nd hole. And you can see my pattern, my crisscross pattern going here. Count over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down through the 4th. Count up back 2, 1, 2, and come up through the 2nd hole. All the way around, that's my pattern. 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going through the first hole that I started with. Now I've got to count back 2 and come up through that second hole. And then count over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go down through that 4th hole until you have your pattern of wire all the way around. Just like that. You should basically have one, let me get a needle here so I can show you. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires is what you should have on the front. Alright, once you have that, you can then take your 2 pieces of wire here on the back and twist them together. If it helps, you can take a flat pair of pliers and twist. But you want to get just a few twists in there and then clip the wire. And then you can turn this downward so that it doesn't cut your skin. If you have a piece that's just kind of sharp, just take it and trim it off so that you have your completed piece. Now, if you want to hang it and make it into a pendant, use a jump ring and attach it to any one of these loops here along the outer edge, and you'll have a beautiful pendant. You can attach it to a chain, you can do it to leather, satin cord, whatever you want to. Now, I see this right here is a little wonky, so I'm going to take, and yes, that is in the Kelly Dale dictionary, wonky. So I'm going to take, and if I've got any pieces that don't look completely straight, you can just take your flat nose pliers and straighten those out. Again, to make a pendant, just simply put a loop. If I want to do a pair of earrings, I've attached a small jump ring side by side, and then I've attached it to one here so that I can attach my ear hook. And just for an example so that you can see what I'm talking about, I'm going to thread through a kidney ear wire so that you can see what I'm talking about for the earring. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed learning how to use just a small piece of wire to make the wire wrapped component with. Again, we'll have the kits, the pattern, and the components in our Etsy store. I knew you guys could do it, and I have complete and total faith in you. So enjoy the project, and we'll see you next week for another fun and exciting project. And if it's not Thanksgiving already, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I am thankful for each and every one of you who watch my videos and who support us financially. So you guys have a wonderful week and a happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.